Hey everybody out there in the internet world, again here at your favorite revolutionary socialist tip leader 13. And what I want to talk about today is the homeless crisis. You know, homelessness and housing really, because there is a housing crisis. I stay in a homeless shelter currently, and you just wouldn't believe as I walk through here, I'll go to the park. I go do stuff, in LA. I walk all over LA, downtown LA, different parts of downtown LA. I mean, I go all over. I go to parks, and the hopelessness and despair that I see in people's faces. You know what I mean? And the politicians are lying. They're saying, "Oh, it's the drugs. It's the drugs." That is such a lie. There is a multi-billion. It's an absolute fact. There's a multi-billion-dollar drug demand and trade in the United States, and it's not the homeless people who are funding that drug trade and demand. It's these self-entitled, privileged, wealthy people up in these, gentrified enclaves, neighborhoods, swerving around, speeding, hitting people, running over, and very rarely do you see it, unless it's like on a main street, and they hit somebody, and then the Lamborghini crashes into the house. Of course, the news has to show that. But it's these wealthy, self-entitled, privileged narcissists are the ones who are funding this multi-billion-dollar drug demand and trade here in the United States. So the homeless crisis is not a product of addiction and drug or alcohol use. No, it's not. That's a complete fabricated lie. It's because you'd have to make $45 an hour to live out here in California, because these landlords and corporations that don't want to pay anything. Well, it's mostly like really just these landlords and mortgage bankers, and the real estate industry has just made it impossible for people to even live out here, to get a place to live. That's the problem. And these lying politicians, and then they're always giving money for these these homeless advocacy groups and shelters and everything like that. But most of that money is really not going to homeless people and to house and help people. Most of that money is going to these huge administrative bureaucracies of people who these are the people who use drugs and live in these gentrified neighborhoods. That's where the money's going. It's supposed to be going to help homeless people, and and it's supposed to, be relieving the house. This is a housing crisis. If you were to come with me on a day and walk through, like, let's say where I live in MacArthur Park, you know what I mean, a couple blocks from MacArthur Park, which is like Skid Row too, but it's even worse. And I've showed you pictures. Down in MacArthur Park, it's even worse than Skid Row, as far as like, there's not as many tents. Skid Row's like a tent city, but MacArthur Park, if you walk through there, you know what I mean, it'll just tear you up. It's crazy. But I just want to put some of that straight. It's Governor Newsom, Karen Bass, and all these legislators out there. They're profiting from misery. These landlords, these corporate executives, these corporate predators, these people are actually profiting from the home housing crisis and homelessness and poverty. Yes, they are. They're just milking it like a cash cow. And the only thing that we can do, people, is put up some sort of armed resistance to it. I hate to say it, but you know what I mean? These people have to be arrested and taken out of power, taken out of authority, and replaced with people that will open up our mental health institutions and start housing people, you know what I mean, and start doing everything that needs to be done so that it's not impossible to live anymore. Okay, I don't want the video to run too long. It's already running long. As usual, I'll see you next time. Arrivederci.